Tech besties, welcome or welcome back to K Talks Tech. I'm Kay, Let's Talk Tech. Today I have a little something different for you. So I'm going to show you a little bit of KeysList.com, and then I'm going to move on to sharing a couple of opportunities with you that came to me today. So let's jump into it. So KeysList.com is the new home for Black commerce because supporting Black-owned businesses is great. Posting them on social media channels is great, but we need a place to make that permanent. And as you know, this is something that I've believed in for a couple of years, and that's when I first built this website. But I am leaning into it now because I think this is a moment that I can capture the momentum and get people to believe in this. This is not going to be anything expensive. This is just what I think that we need. And we have to believe in ourselves and be willing to invest in ourselves. And that investment might be time. So take the time to fill out your free for life listing if you are one of the first 100. The coupon code is called Lifetime. I will update the site to display the coupon code there. I'm not going to go through everything on the site with you today. I just wanted to give you a little taste of it. I do want to point out that at the bottom of the page, you'll find a price list and a contact us. So go in, set yourself up, put in your free listing. And as I talk to you about the opportunities I have for you today, you'll understand more why that's important beyond just supporting our community. But do it now while it's free because the price is only $60 a year, which is $5 a month. But why pay for something you can have for free for life? And quite frankly, I'm giving it away free because I want you to help me fill up the database. I want you all to act like the eyes and ears of the community. And even after you've put up your own listing, which is basically a profile, that's basically what it is. And you can put it in under professionals. But if you know of a Black-owned business, nonprofit, social media channel, or food truck or street vendor, you can send me that information. And every so often, I will group all those together and add them to the database. So you can do that with the Contact Us link, or you can use comments here under this video. Okay, so that's all I wanted to show you about that. So let's move to the first opportunity. So I got this in my inbox today from a recruiter who says that she's hiring for all sorts of workday positions and to share it with my network. So you guys are a part of my network, and here I am sharing it with you because I told you networks are important. And I decided to do this after I was going to post it on LinkedIn, and I came across a couple of stories about just people being denied positions because they felt they were being discriminated against. And I'm not saying that they were not being discriminated against, but sometimes those people doing that discriminating don't think of it that way. They think of, oh, that's my boy. I got to put him on. Oh, let me hire somebody who understands my culture. Because everybody thinks they understand our culture, but they don't. That's all right. It doesn't even really matter that part anyway. But, people want to hire people who look like them. So it looks like we're the only ones who are not doing that. So here's where we can start, right? So if you join KeysList.com, it's not just a directory for Black-owned businesses. It is the new economic platform. I really see that we can create a whole virtual nation from an economic perspective. Once we have our coins together, we get us some land, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, workday systems, project leaders, report developers, architects, integration developer in New York City, and it's going to be hybrid, long-term, whatever that means. Here's the contact information. This person has a LinkedIn profile. You can go there and check it out. I looked at it. I thought that it was legit. I don't know for sure. This came to my email. Sometimes those things are scams, but I took it through the process I normally go through before I respond to something, and it passed those tests, right? JSM Consulting is someplace that I've heard of before. I've gotten emails from them before. That's their legitimate website, it seems to me. But do your own due diligence. What does long-term mean? What is the rate for the particular role you're interested in? And you can say a colleague sent it to you, but they don't really care. They're just looking to make a placement, right? So take the emotion out of it and be transactional and get yourself a new job because there's too many of us unemployed. And the way I see it, if we support not just Black-owned business, but Black people, then we're going to have more jobs. Because if you're not supporting me, I don't support you. You can't support us by hiring us. I can't support you by hiring you. That's the way I see it. Okay, so let's move on to the next opportunity. So here we have a PeopleSoft Financials techno-functional consultant. That's my area, techno-functional consultant. But I don't know PeopleSoft, so I'm sharing this with you. So it has all the particulars on here. Okay. It's IBM. Now, this didn't come from IBM, so that means you're a consultant to the consulting company who's a subcontractor to the consulting company who is a contractor to the end client. Probably, but you'll have to check it out to know for sure. I don't have any other information than what's on these pieces of paper. I have not spoken to these people. This just came to me in my email. And this is how I get a lot of my roles. The consulting companies email me directly. They might find me on a job board, or they might have had my information from the past. Whatever it is paying $85 an hour C2C. Now, what is C2C? Company to company. That means you're a contractor and you pay your own taxes, both the employee taxes and the employer taxes. The question for you is, are you incorporated? If you're not, And even if you are, you might be able to do 1099, which is easier. You still have to pay all the taxes. It's just that if you were a one-person LLC, you would be taxed. It's called a pass-through corporation. So you get taxed at the normal tax rate after expenses. So whatever your income is, not your revenue, your income, okay? Not your revenue, your profit. Okay, so that means it's revenue minus expenses equals profit. And that's what I'm referring to as income, and that's what you pay taxes on. Now, how does that help you? It's beautiful, man. First of all, you can save so much more towards your retirement, right? So you can look that up on the IRS website, self-employed IRA, SEP. They have SEP 401ks as well. I'm not giving you tax advice. I'm just telling you what to look for. Um, but when you talk to these consulting companies, okay, listen, you have to understand that they're all kind of snaky, no matter who they are, because the difference between what they get from the client and what they pay you is their profit. So of course they're going to try and keep as much of that as possible. This rate tells me that that client is paying $200+ an hour for this position. But so what? You get 85. And then you get to deduct your business expenses. So what's a business expense? Things like internet, is this a remote role? It's 3 days a week. So since you're not a regular employee and you're a company or 1099, you get to subtract your commuting expenses. You get to subtract business lunches. What's a business lunch? You go to lunch, you talk business. That makes it a business lunch. You can confirm all of this on the IRS website. Again, I'm not giving you tax advice because I am not an accountant, but I'm just telling you what you should look for. Okay. So the thing that you want to ask them, and this is the really important part, what are the payment terms and what are the invoicing terms? Now they're going to try and act like they don't really know what invoicing terms are, and maybe they do and maybe they don't, but you find out and you make them answer you. Okay. So what does that mean? That means how often do you plan to pay me? That is the payment terms. Is it net 30, net 15? A lot of places trying to push to net 45, which means 45 days after they get the bill from you is when they'll pay. I'm not doing net 45 because I'm just a one-person company and I'm not waiting 45 days to get paid. I like net 7, which has happened, but does not happen most of the time. I can work with a net 15 days after you get my bill, you pay me. I've even gone to net 30, but I absolutely will not do net 45 because to me, that means you have a cash flow problem. I want no parts of that. I don't want anything that makes me feel like I might not get paid. And this is why I say it's a cash flow problem, because it's the second part of what I said, invoicing terms. Invoicing terms means how often will you accept an invoice from me? Are you going to accept it weekly? Are you going to accept it monthly? Are you going to accept it biweekly? Now, how does that play out? Okay, let's look at net 7. If you have net 7, which means you pay me 7 days after you get an invoice from me, and it's something you're going to email, so it'll be the same day, and your invoicing terms are weekly, that means I work a week, I send you an invoice. I get paid in a week. So the first time is going to take me 2 weeks to get paid. The next time I work a week, I send you the invoice, you pay me in 7 days. Now I'm getting paid every week. You can work that out on paper, okay? But that means the first time you're going to wait 2 weeks, and after that, you're going to get paid every 7 days. If you look at it from a net 15 perspective with weekly invoicing, the first time you're going to get paid in 3 weeks because you have to wait 2 weeks before you can give them the invoice. And then if it's net 7, then another week you get paid. But what if it's net 30 and it's monthly invoicing? That means you're going to wait 2 months before you get paid the first time, and then you get paid every 30 days after that. So the first time you get paid is the invoicing term plus the payment term for you to get that first check. Then after that, you'll get paid every payment term as long as you're putting in your invoices on time. So for net 45, that means I'm going to wait 75 days before I get paid the first time. That's 6 weeks. You're out your rabbit mind. You lost your mind. I'm not waiting 6 weeks to get paid. And I feel like that's something they do deliberately to push you into the W-2 situation. So these people are not offering a W-2, and they might be more reasonable with their payment terms and their invoicing terms, but I don't know. You have to ask them. Usually most legitimate companies for 1099, they will pay you on the same schedule as W-2. W-2 means you're their employee, but you don't get any benefits really. So that's the thing. So, excuse me, you can, take a picture of this or just stop the video and read all the particulars. This looks like GL work, and I'm not the GL guru. So, and I don't do Workday at all, but this is saying production support for AR and billing modules. So yeah, if this is you, go get your $85. All right, family. Tech besties, tech besties. Do you like this type of content? Did you like the job leads? What did you think about Kita's list? I would love for you to go on that site and create your listing and then use Contact Us to tell me about your experience. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Comment. Let me know what you think about this content, if you want me to do more of it or you don't. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you right now. And come back again when we will continue to talk tech. Bye.